Welcome. I kind of like this beat right here, y'all. It's a new one I'm trying out. Trying out. Okay. I'll let it go. Let it go. How y'all doing? I am excited. I do have some new glasses. I've been looking at the screen probably too much today. So my eyes is like, oh, give it a break a little bit if you can. So, yes, you do see me with some new glasses. If you want to know about them, I'll let you know how to get them. But hey, welcome. I am Reverend Melissa McQueen Simmons, the virtual pastor and spiritual director for Holy Ground Spiritual Center. And we are glad that you have joined us today. And you are in for a treat because today begins our Holistic Faith series, Mindset Edition. And 2 years ago, we had the Holistic Faith series, and it was relationships, intimacy, and sexuality during the pandemic. So now it is time to revisit some of those things and the tools you gained from creating healthy relationships. And this time, we're going to take it to ourselves. I'm mindful that we are living in a time and season where mental health is raising its interesting head. How about that in different spaces? And it's sometimes a topic that many people do not want to talk about or share about, and especially in faith settings. But I want you to know that here at Holy Ground Spiritual Center, we are intentional about a faith that encompasses your mind, body, and spirit, because that is what a holistic faith is all about. So, welcome. And tonight we are going to start this holistic faith series out with our very own mindset leader, Tiffany Mills-Howell. And she is a therapist. I'm going to lift up her bio in a second, but I want to let you all know she's going to launch us out with Reimagine, okay, today. And what better time than today to start off with Reimagine as we enter into this winter solstice. And then next month, we have Mary Perkins England, who's going to talk about reinvent. And she have a few words because she has an experience of how she's had to reinvent her new life. And then in February, Coach Kami is going to come and talk about the relaunch. And if you follow Coach Kami, you know she's the catalyst coach. So she got some strategies on how to take what you have learned, how you have decided you're going to reimagine this new thing or the thing that you got, and how you're going to reinvent some things to live a holy mind, body, and spirit life in the wholeness of yourself and in wellness. And then how you're going to relaunch. And then I'm going to come in March and do a recap just in case you missed it. Okay. So, welcome. I'm going to bring our very own mindset leader, Tiffany Mills-Howell, to the space. Let me get us close. How about that? And I'm going to read the bio. Tiffany Mills-Howell, a licensed clinical medical health counselor supervisor who specializes in working with individuals who have anxiety and or depression diagnosis. She has received mental health and safe zone LGBTQ plus community training through numerous organizations which have helped her meet people where they are, create a patient friendly environment, and provide that extra support a patient may be desiring. She's a professional who believes in being open minded and compassionate and providing a judgment free zone. How about that, y'all? For patients to reach their goals. So I want to invite you to grab your notebook, your phone, your tablet, however you're going to take notes. and follow Tiffany Mills-Howell with the Enhance Your Life Center that I will share some information with. And let's do this, y'all. I mean, what better time than now to think about how we can be in tune with our mind and how we're going to live a healthy, holy life. Welcome again, Tiffany Mills. I mean, you're at home. You need no welcome. But I know you're
Thank
going to do what
you.
you do. And if you have any questions, as Tiffany is sharing, drop them in our DM. I'll send you I'll post a link where you can email them and we will get them to her.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction. You made me sound so important, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, my name is Tiffany Mills-Howell. I am the owner of Enhance Your Life Center, a business, a private practice that I opened up this year. And as Reverend Melissa said, one of the things that I love to do is I love to work with individuals on reaching different goals in their life. So this topic with mindset, reimagine, was just, I think, the best topic for me because it is the end of the year. And as we go into the end of the year, we don't want to forget those things that we've had on our mind, those things that, those goals that we've had throughout the year. We don't want to forget them. But one thing that we can do is to reimagine them. So I want to go ahead and start out with the definition of reimagine. So I looked up the definition of reimagine, and basically it means to rethink. So if we break it down, re means what? Again. So thinking about something again. So this is the end of the year, and I just want to encourage you to take those things that you've had on your mind this year, those things that you've been working on, those goals that you've had, whether they're short term, whether they're long term goals, and let's think on those things again. I'm one of those people who I love to actually apply things to my life. I like to apply them so that we can do what? We can learn how we can apply them individually to our lives. So if I take this word, reimagine, and I apply it to my life, when I think about that word, I think about when I was young and my parents. I love my parents. My parents, they both they both had jobs, outside jobs, but they also had their own businesses. My dad, he has a photography business, and my dad also has a lawn care business, and my mom has a catering business. And so, as a young person, they were great influences on me, and I never thought about owning my own business until I really realized that, hey, these are two individuals who have done something that I can actually do. So the first thing I did was I had that thought in my mind. We're talking about mindset, right? So I had that thought in my mind and I imagined that I could do it. So a couple of years ago, myself and a friend, we started a business together, and we were in business together for about a year. And after a year, we looked at it and it wasn't as successful as we wanted it to be. So the thought and the vision that I had in my mind, it didn't all come together yet. But guess what I had to do? I had to step back. I had to process what I learned through that experience, and then I put it in my mind and I reimagined, hey, how would my business be more successful? I had to think again about my business and how I could make it more successful. So then I decided, okay, I want to be a counselor and I want to eventually work for myself. So I went to graduate school and I obtained my master's degree. And at the end of the program, we not only had to pass the program, but we had to pass a test. We had to pass the test in order to get licensed as a therapist. So through the program, I learned different skills to interact with people. I enhanced my skills of listening, just learned different things. And so when it was time to take the test, I took the test, had two parts to it, took the test. I failed the test. I was a little discouraged, but I didn't want to give up. And so I continued working because at that time I was working. And so I continued working, continued gaining knowledge. And I took the test 2 more times and I failed it 2 more times. Now, I'm a believer that failure doesn't mean that you have to stop doing something. Failure just means that you need to what? You need to stop, step back, see what you learned, put that information in your mind. Reverend Melissa talked about tools earlier. Put that information in your mind as a tool and be able to put it there, but not only put it there, what do you want to bring up? You want to bring up that thought of your long-term goal. So I brought that thought up of my long-term goal. Therapy is something that I know that I'm good at, and I'm going to be able to do it. So I took that information and I just kept on going forward, moving forward, moving forward. And as I moved forward, got additional jobs. I became a supervisor. I was able to supervise staff. I was able to supervise patients, things of that nature. And through those different experiences and events, I began to what? Continue to bring in what I learned and put it in my mind. And even during those times, I had challenges. I worked for an organization one time and I experienced racism like firsthand, and it shocked me, but I felt like I dealt with it like a boss. I'm all about communicating. So communicating with that individual to see if it was anything that I could do better. And where do you think I got those skills from? I got them from previous jobs that I worked as a supervisor to be able to, hey, go to someone and say, is there something I can do better? What can I do better for you? I was discriminated against also because of my relationship with my spouse. Some people discriminated against me because my spouse also uses the pronouns she and her. And so, but I had to take those downtimes and I had to take what I learned from that. And I had to say, okay, I'm going to step back. I'm going to process this situation, take this information and put it in my mind because guess what? I have a bigger goal. I have something that I have imagined that I need to move forward with. So I'm going to take this experience and take this information because I might be in this place again in the future. So I need to be prepared for that. So moving forward, I took the test 1 more time. Now, if you've been listening, I've said I've taken it 1 time, a second time, third time is supposed to be the charm. But I took it 1 more time. And that time I passed my test to get my license as a therapist. I was so happy. I was so ecstatic. When I saw that I passed it, I jumped up off the couch and I ran around the room and I was just so happy because I finally got to a place where, hey, I passed this test. So this is one more tool that I can use to be able to move forward. So I was at a place where I was like, okay, I have these tools. I've imagined that I can do this. And guess what? I'm on my way to doing it. I was able to get a job, get enough hours to become fully licensed. I currently work with the hospital system. And even there, all the tools that I had, helped me get to where I am and helped me imagine that I could. And I did. And even in this position at the hospital, I still was not stopped learning. I still did not stop learning, even when I got there, because everything I had been through. You remember before I said I was in a situation where I was discriminated against. Well, within this system, I was able to advocate for individuals who were discriminated against. I took all those things, the things that I learned, those tools, and I was able to apply it where I currently am. And I said, I just want to get everything I can get. I want to advocate for people in the LGBTQ plus community. I want to advocate for persons who are dealing with infertility or fertility issues. I want to advocate for those who are dealing with anxiety and dealing with depression. Everything I went through, it wasn't initially a part of my thought. My thought was, I want to own my own business. I want to own my own private practice. But I didn't know I had to go through all these things. But all these things helped me to be able to get the tools that I need to move forward on the journey. Now, if you listen to me, I never ever said that I felt like I had to start all over again. And that's the thing about when you put things in your mind, when you have a certain mindset, when you're building on that mindset, you have to know that I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. I can be at this place that I am, but what I might have to do is I might have to stop and I might have to process what's going on in order to learn what I need to learn so that the thing that I imagined initially, I can walk towards that thing. That journey that I'm on right now, I can continue to walk towards whatever that thing was, that thing that I'm thinking about again. Every step of the way, I'm thinking about this goal. I'm thinking about where I want to be. And I'm thinking about what step I need to take next and next. So, one of the techniques that I've learned as a therapist when I used to work with children is called the stoplight technique. And it's actually a good tool for anybody to use. And pretty much what that is you're looking at the stoplight in your mind, the red, the yellow, and the green. The red represents what? It tells you to do what? It tells you to stop. Red means stop. So as you go through this journey in life, as you imagine what you want to do in life, whether it's personal, whether it's professional, whether it's things that you need to change or that you need to think about again with your family, with friends, use the stoplight technique. Red, stop. Take a moment to stop. It's okay. It's okay to stop in place. There's nothing wrong with stopping because when you stop, you allow your mind to take a break and to be able to receive what you need to receive in that moment. The yellow, it means think. Like I'm taking this time now, I've stopped. And now I'm taking this time to think about things, to think about what direction I need to go in, to think about if I need to go to the left or to the right. And after you think about it, you make that choice and you do what? Green. You go. You move forward. You go forward. And so, my challenge for you during this season, during this end of this year, we know that during the wintertime, a lot of people deal with a lot of mental health things. A lot of people deal with depression, anxiety, things of that nature, a lot going on with the mind. So, my challenge for you is to be able to stop and think about, reimagine, think again. Hey, what do I want in life? The things are the goals that I set for this year. Did I meet those goals? And know that it's okay if you didn't. It is okay if you didn't. Give yourself some grace. It's okay if you didn't. But you can take those same things and you can take them on to the next year. But stop. Think about what direction you want to go in. And green, you go and you move forward. So I hope you all have received something from this information that I provided to you this evening about mindset, about reimagining things, about thinking about things again. So I want to go ahead and see if we have any questions in the chat or if Reverend Melissa has any questions for me about mindset, about reimagining, just about anything, don't be shy.
I always have a question for everybody. That's just what I do. That's what I do. So I heard you, and I heard that, while you are navigating life, things may not go the way you desire. I heard that you don't stop
Yes.
unless, you need to.
Hmm.
But you didn't stop when you didn't pass the test. All those times you kept moving. I heard that. Um, and I'll share. A lot of people find it
Hmm.
difficult when change
Hmm.
um, shows up. Change, transition, anything that makes them get out of their comfort zone.
Hmm.
Uh, what are your thoughts on that when it comes to reimagining?
So change is inevitable. I have learned that change is going to come whether we want it to or whether we don't want it to. So when it comes to change, what I typically tell my patients or my clients is that change is going to happen. We may not be ready for it, but take that opportunity to be still. Like that's an opportunity for you to either, be still so that you can think about, hey, what direction do I need to go in? What's going to be best for me at this time? And some people are better with handling change than other people. And so, the most important thing, especially when dealing with depression and things changing in your life, I think one of the most important things is to be able to acknowledge that I am at this place and that change is happening and I may not be ready for it and I might be experiencing different emotions or different feelings around it. And so I'm going to give myself a certain amount of time to be at this place. Don't give yourself 2 or 3 weeks because the longer you give yourself, you might be spiraling down, and we don't want that to happen. Um, for myself, I typically give myself 24 hours to be in a place and to feel a certain thing. In order for me to be able to ask the questions that I need to ask myself.
Okay.
If I need to be in that place and I just need to boohoo cry or whatever it may be, I give myself at least I give myself 24 hours. Now, whether I take all that time or not, I don't have to take all of that time.
I
But
see.
I do that because we have to be able to give ourselves permission to feel. We're human. We're
Okay.
going to feel different emotions and change. So do that and then have a plan. After this time, I need to move forward. If you can't do it on your own, have a good support system. Support system is very important. So have a good support system, somebody that can just come and if they need to talk to you, like, girl, okay, it's been 24 hours. What we gonna do? We need to move forward.
We have to go to the green light.
Yeah, yeah. We need to go to the yellow, think about what we're gonna do, then go on to the green. We gotta move forward.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So I do have a few questions because some of us, I can share, like people like myself, we are creatives
Hmm.
and we like to have like different tools or things we can hold, um, because, we process a little differently as
Right.
well. So when you think about reimagine or reimagining, as we think about our mindset, what image come to mind?
When I think about it, you're saying personally for my own life.
Yeah, it could be for your own life, or maybe it's an image that you share as a practitioner doing your
Hmm.
therapy, for people who may need a different visual.
Hmm. Okay. So when I think about reimagine, I think about being at a place where you know yourself,
Mhm.
and you yourself are imagining.
Mhm.
Because when we really think about it in life, when we come into this world, we don't know which direction to go in. What do? We're learning from other people. As we continue to navigate life, we're learning from other people, other people's situations, other people telling us, hey, that stove is hot, so you don't touch it, things of that nature. So we're learning all those
Or you
things.
do.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we do. I've known some people who have. And so you're learning those things, and we do what we're taught. But
Mm.
then you come to a certain place where it's like, okay, I've been taught these things. I've been taught that, this is my personality, this is my character, these are these things. But now I'm at a place where I need to think about those things. I need to imagine those things again and see, is that the person I want to be?
Okay. Got it. Hmm. Cool. So
What's that about?
I'm just listening, you know.
Hmm.
I was trying to think if there's a visual or image that comes to mind when I think of Reimagine.
Okay.
And I think for me, I don't know, I guess I usually maybe I'll probably visit the seasons.
Mm,
As I realize like the seasons are changing, different weather,
right.
different life and
Hmm.
death and things. So I was just trying to just hearing you and like, okay, I
Yeah.
got you. I got you.
The deep part of you.
Yeah, yeah. So, what about a book? As you have shared about reimagining, um, is there a book that comes to mind or a book that is your inspiration?
So I want to be transparent with you and tell you I don't like to read. I
Okay,
really don't. I
that's
do
real
not
talk.
like to read.
That's real
And
talk.
really, a lot of the patients that I have don't like to read either. So we're great fits. But
Cool.
what we like to do is we like to find articles
Oh, that's
that
reading.
give us information, like a really thick book. My wife always says if it has pictures in it, I'm good. But if it doesn't have pictures in it, I'm not gonna read it. But so I like to read articles, and I've actually found this site called The Mind of Steel. So
What
it's
is it called?
www.themindofsteel, steel.com. And so on there, they have so many different articles that help you with strengthening your mind. Like it's
That's right.
different topics on there that you can like click on in different areas where you can read these articles and it helps you strengthen your mind. So I like things like that. Or like as a professional therapist, I like to listen to podcasts
Hmm.
specifically around therapists. So I would suggest that website and also podcasts. Like almost
Okay.
everybody has podcasts.
Okay.
So being able to listen to those different podcasts. But it is one book that I recently purchased. Yes, it does not have pictures in it, but to help me, it's called Burn After Writing. I'm not sure if you've heard
Burn after writing.
Burn After Writing.
Okay.
And so, pretty much in that book, it gives you different past, present, and future like questions that you can think about, things that you can think about, and you just write in the book. Or some people I know will write it on paper because what happened is this year they may write some things in it and process those things and do the same thing next year and realize that they've gotten something different from the question. They've learned something different.
Ah.
And so it allows you to see that, hey, this time I learned this from this experience, but the next time, oh, I pulled this out of this experience and I'm able to use those tools, like those tools we talked about earlier. I'm able to use those things to help me continue moving forward on this journey.
Okay, is that book by Sharon Jones?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure before I shared the wrong information.
Yeah. It
Got
is.
it. Okay. Okay, and I have one more question. And
Mhm,
you know how we are when it comes to Holy Ground Spiritual Center.
mhm,
So, as we think about the reimagine
mhm,
for us as an individual or as a couple or as a family, um, even as a group, a collective, uh, does faith or spirituality has a place in this reimagining?
I think it depends. I think it depends on the person.
Hmm.
Um, I deal with a lot of different people working at the hospital. And so some people come in and they're reimagining the foundation of it is religious or is spiritual or lines up with that. But some people it's not. So I don't think there's a right or a wrong when it comes to reimagining. I think that wherever you are in life, as my motto says with the Enhance Your Life, meet yourself where you are
Hmm.
while getting what you need. And ultimately, that's the bottom line. What do I need in this moment? What
Yeah.
do I need to rethink? What do I need to think about? Where does my mindset need to be in this moment? And
Mm.
it may deal with spirituality and faith, and it may not.
Well, thank you very much for sharing tonight with us
You are
on
welcome.
how we can reimagine as we are living and navigating through this pandemic still.
Hmm.
We're still in it.
Hmm.
And know that here at Holy Ground Spiritual Center, we are a place that believe in therapy.
Hmm.
We believe mental health matters, and anything you need to help you become whole,
Yes.
know that you are responsible for you and you know what you need better than us.
Mhm.
But know that there are resources out there and there are people divinely put in places to help you get through things that you may not know how to get through.
Yes.
And there are therapists like Tiffany Mills-Howell who's there to meet people where they are and
Mhm.
meet us where they are. So follow Tiffany Mills-Howell. She's on Instagram.
Mhm.
She's on YouTube. Here we go. YouTube at Enhance Your Life Center. On, let me find Facebook,
Yeah.
Enhance Your Life Center. And on, you on Instagram too, right?
Instagram. Yes.
Instagram,
So I
Enhance
tried to make
Your
it as
Life
simple as
Center.
possible. Enhance your life center. Simple as possible.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
And Tiffany is taking patients
Mhm.
now or clients. I don't know how you talk about it.
It
Clients,
depends. It's
patients. Okay.
patient because I don't have a hospital background, but clients, so
Okay.
interchangeably.
So yeah, if you are looking to have someone to talk to as we navigate during this season, mindful that life is going to happen,
Yes.
but and you don't have to do
Mhm.
this thing alone. Feel free to reach out to Tiffany Mills Howell, and we are glad you have joined us. I want us to just take a moment to take in everything that have been shared today wherever you are. Just let's create a moment to just be still for maybe a minute as we receive what we have heard and as you begin to reimagine your next. Ashe. So thank you for joining us, Tiffany.
Thank
I
you
will
for
see
having
you
me.
shortly. Um, Thank you all. Continue to follow us for this Holistic Faith series. This series is something necessary for us. As we know, the pandemic has not been easy for everyone. And know that here at Holy Ground Spiritual Center, there is community here. If you are looking for a faith community, if you need someone to talk to, if you need prayer, feel free to reach out to us and we will connect with you. Make it a great evening.